Under the pressure, I lost my temper. I said something foolish. Did I go and ruin this? When it started to feel so real, could feel it running, running through my lonely veins. When I started to heal, could see myself loving, loving for the rest of my days.
In the shadows of underground clubs, where strobe lights flash and bass shakes the walls, a new generation of techno has been rising. Harder, darker, faster. And at the center of this movement stands one name: Klangkuenstler. From Berlin's relentless club culture to massive festival stages around the world, Klangkuenstler has become one of the most recognizable names in modern hard techno. But the journey to becoming a global underground icon didn't happen overnight. This is the story of how Klangkuenstler reshaped techno for a new generation. To understand Klangkuenstler, you have to understand Berlin. Berlin isn't just a city for techno, it's the capital of it. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, abandoned buildings, factories, and basements became illegal party spaces. Techno became the soundtrack of freedom. Out of this culture came legendary clubs like Berghain, where DJs pushed sound systems and crowds to their limits. This environment shaped a generation of artists, and among them was Klangkuenstler. But his music wouldn't follow the typical techno formula. It would push it further.
Shape here on the side, it's consisting out of 11 meters of pixel lines. It's a shape which I always loved in science fiction movies and the interior of spaceships. And yeah, that's why I wanted to build something like this here. And the nice thing about it is that the room is so big, but having these wings on the side makes the room more compact and it just feels much smaller than it is, which is just nice because it makes it feel more intimate. And yeah, that's how I came up with these wings on the side.
Klangkuenstler didn't start with the brutal industrial sound he's known for today. Early in his career, his productions leaned toward house and melodic techno. Groovy bass lines, hypnotic rhythms, and atmospheric textures defined his first releases. These tracks began catching attention across Europe's underground scene. DJs started playing his music in clubs. Labels noticed. Crowds reacted. But something was changing in techno around the late 2000s. The scene was getting faster, darker, more aggressive, and Klangkuenstler evolved with it. Around the world, a new techno movement began rising. Hard kicks, industrial sounds, relentless energy. Artists like 99, I Hate Models, and Amelie Lenz were bringing a raw intensity back to the genre. Klangkuenstler stepped directly into that wave. But he didn't just follow the trend, he amplified it. His tracks became known for massive distorted kicks, acid-inspired synth lines, dark cinematic tension, high-energy rave structures. Instead of smooth, minimal techno, his music felt like a full assault on the dance floor. And that's exactly why fans loved it. Clips of his sets started going viral, crowds screaming, warehouses exploding with energy. The underground had found one of its new leaders. Something interesting happened in the 2000s. Techno, once deeply underground, began exploding on the internet. Short clips from raves started flooding platforms like TikTok and Instagram. And Klangkuenstler's sets were perfect for this. Fast drops, huge crowd reactions, dark warehouse visuals. The music felt rebellious again. For many young ravers, this was their introduction to techno. Not the minimal version from the early 2000s, but something faster and more intense. And Klangkuenstler became one of the faces of that movement.
Ey, wir haben das jetzt viel zu nah aneinander gemacht, Alter. Das sind doch keine... nicht mittig. Hä? Das ist nicht mittig. Wir gehen jetzt die eine nochmal um. Hier hängen wir viel zu weit in die Linie. Wir haben, also der ursprüngliche Plan war, dass die 6 auseinander sind. Das ist zu breit. Die sollen...
So what exactly makes a Klangkuenstler track recognizable? First, the kick drums. They're heavy, distorted, and designed for massive club systems. Second, acid elements. Classic future-style acid influences appear in many of his productions, creating a chaotic, hypnotic energy. Third, rave nostalgia. Many tracks feel inspired by the early 90s European rave scene. Fast BPMs, raw energy, no compromises. But what really separates Klangkuenstler is tension. His tracks feel like they're constantly building towards something explosive. And when the drop hits, the entire crowd feels it. Today, Klangkuenstler is no longer just a Berlin underground name. He performs at massive festivals and legendary clubs across Europe and beyond. His fan base continues growing rapidly, especially among the new generation of techno fans discovering the genre online. Yet, despite the success, his music still carries that underground spirit. Raw, unfiltered, relentless. Exactly what techno was meant to be. Techno has gone through many phases, from Detroit origins to Berlin's underground to today's global rave explosion. And artists like Klangkuenstler represent the newest chapter of that story, a chapter defined by energy, rebellion, and massive warehouse nights. Because in the end, techno was never meant to stay quiet. It was meant to shake the walls. And few artists today do that better than Klangkuenstler.